Okay, another day's in the books, guys, and let me tell you, man, it was a pretty rocky day, even though we had a green day for the most part, except for the Dow. The Dow went down a little bit, but we had a green day, and you can see a lot of downside on this chart on SPY, on QQQ as well. A lot of selling happened today, intraday, so we have to go over what's going on. Is this another fake out rally? Are we going to go lower here? Because look, we were up a lot this morning, guys, in the pre-market and the first hour of trading, but then we ended up dumping off a cliff. So we're going to cover that in this video, right? Break down the indices and go over some earnings. Look, it's earnings season. It's here. So we have a lot to cover. We have 5 companies, 5 stocks, earnings to go over, and the indices, the charts. So guys, hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates. I post those weekly. There's a Discord plus more. That's linked down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stocks.surfs.com/Patreon. And now, cheers, guys. Got the water on deck. No more coffee for me today. We're onto the water now, and let's dive into it. So, look, QQQ went up 0.75% on the day. Very good day for QQQ on the day, but the charts could be pointing to something else. We'll talk about that in a second. And SPY here went up almost 0.5%. You guys see that as the Russell crushed it, the most out of the bunch, 1% up on the Russell. And guys, the safe haven assets, metals, gold, silver, they're ripping as well. You'd think, oh, stocks are going back up. The fears are gone, right? Well, it looks like the fear, uncertainty is arguably increasing, or, it's not fully gone by any means, because silver keeps ripping, man. Gold, all-time highs. And at this point, silver is completely breaking out. It hit an all-time high today. It's literally there now, pretty much. $52.53 an ounce. Insane. And we have gold moving up quite nicely as well, guys, which is it's up around 1.5%, trading near highs. So if the fear was gone, if this rally was super legit, these metals would be coming down, at least in my eyes, in my opinion. They'd be selling off at least a little bit, but no, they keep trucking along as they're arguably already in pretty overbought territory. I mean, look at the chart of gold, guys. This has gone up in a straight line for the last 2 months. I don't know if you've realized this, but gold in the middle, end of August, was at 3,300 an ounce, and we're now pushing 4,300. Gold's up 25% in the last 2 months. It's almost scary how much gold is up. The dollar is getting demolished. Trade tensions are escalating. It's almost scary how much the dollar, the dollar too, but how much it's gone down. But it's scary how much gold has gone up, man. And silver too. This thing it's unreal, and I'm not surprised. This is something that we've been calling out. I've been pounding the table. Silver's up. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, 41% in the last 55 days. It's like I look at that and I'm like, dude, what the heck is going on? If that's the only thing I told you, what if you didn't know anything? You had no other insight on what the financial markets are doing. What if I just said in the last 2 months, silver's up 40%, and gold's up 25%. Automatically, you would think it's World War III, the market's crashing, the dollar has collapsed, right? You would probably assume something bad's happening, right? And, nothing, I guess, terrible is happening quite yet. I guess behind the scenes, you could argue maybe, but dude, like what's going on, right? It's raising some red flags, arguably. And yeah, it's to a point where silver is up in a straight line. Gold's up in a straight line. This is a sign, clearly, guys, that you need to own assets, right? Whether it's gold, silver, Bitcoin, stocks, things that go up when the dollar's getting destroyed, when there's inflation. It's clear as day right now. And of course, have some cash as well for your short-term needs. If you're saving up for a house or whatever it may be, have some bonds, right? You got to play it smart. Anyway, Yeah, it's crazy times, man. Oh my goodness. But earnings season's here, and really that's what the market is waiting for. You know, if earnings are super strong, if these companies come in hot, you know what I mean? The big tech hyperscalers, especially, then we're going to see probably more upside in the face of the uncertainty of the trade war. That's the reality, at least in my opinion. You know, if Google comes out, crushes earnings, Alphabet, Nvidia, these stocks go up, who cares about the trade war in the short term? You know, that's what the market's going to think, in my opinion, unless things get really bad with the trade war. We'll see. But, you know, that's why we're arguably setting these higher lows. We're putting these in right now. You know, kind of waiting to see how earnings go this week, next week. You're seeing these higher lows being put in, but at the same time, it's pretty clear on SPY here, if we look at the 1 hour chart, that we're arguably putting in, or maybe on the 30-minute, you'll see it better. We're arguably putting in lower highs too. You know what I mean? Look at this. We popped this morning, but we failed to break out of this point. If I clear the drawing set, get rid of these circles, you'll see it way clearer, right? Notice what we're seeing. Higher lows, lower highs at the same time. What direction are we going to pick? That's what I'm waiting for here on SPY. And it's going to come down to a lot of these big companies that are reporting earnings. So let me go through some of these that reported this morning. By the way, guys, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that follow button if you're not, following yet. Subscribed. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. You guys are awesome. So ASML reported earnings this morning, and guys, their stock went up almost 3% on the day. Very good day for ASML. Let me see. It popped even higher. Or wait, were they yesterday? No, they were this morning. Either way, they popped up to 1039, so they got to almost $1,040. They closed at $1,009 per share. So ASML reported, let me see here, guys. Give me a second. $6.42 earnings per share versus $6.36 expected on sales of $8.77 billion, or 78 billion, excuse me, versus versus 8.81 billion. So they beat EPS, but they missed on sales, and they got it for Q4 net sales between 9.2 to 9.8 billion euros. Sees 51 to 53% gross margin and 15%, 15%, full year sales growth at 52% margin, and says 2026 revenue won't fall below 2025. That's a good sign. Pretty good guidance there. They did slightly miss on revenue, which is not the best, but it looks like the stock kind of ran with it either way. Again, it went up 2.7% on the day, and at this point, guys, ASML is breaking back out over this 180 SMA, and that Head and Shoulders that was kind of in the picture a couple of days ago. Look, we broke through that neckline. We broke 975. Cracked over 1,000. This is looking pretty good on the charts. So ASML, I like it. Let's see if this momentum continues. Maybe let's see if it goes back to where we were in the pre-market. Right around $1,040 a share. So Bank of America. Let's pull this one up here, guys. Bank of America. Oh my goodness. Look at her go, guys. Bank of America, 4.3% green day. Look at that channel. Boom. We, popped right at the bottom of the channel. You can see it right here. We're breaking right through the moving averages, and we're pretty much at the highs now from about a month ago, not even like 2-3 weeks ago. So Bank of America looks phenomenal on the charts. Clearly, momentum is insane, and honestly, arguably it's a little overbought. I don't know if I'm going to chase it here, but it's one that I'm watching maybe for a move to the mid 50s. So let's see. They reported earnings per share of $1.06 versus 94 cents expected. That beat, and sales beat 28.24 billion versus 27.5 billion expected. So double beat for Bank of America. Let's see here. Anything on guidance? Looks like non-interest expense $17.3 billion, up 5%. Pretty good there. Net interest income 15.2 billion, up 9%. All right. I like that. Anything else really? 43% jump in investment banking revenue. Not surprising there, guys, in this market. But yeah, I mean, dude, this looks great. Yeah, if I was in Bank of America as a trade, I would be selling out, to be honest, locking in profits. And if I'm in as a long-term investor, I'm holding. I'm excited. This looks great. You know what I mean? And watch for this to take out the highs from the middle end of September. If that's able to break $53, this could go, I think, to 55. But if it gets there, guys, it's going to be overbought, and I'd be careful with it. But yeah, Bank of America, not bad. Progressive reported today. PGR and this stock cratered, 6% down for Progressive. They reported adjusted earnings per share of $4.06, which missed by $1. Oof, guys, $5.04 was the estimate, and sales also missed. 20.84 billion versus 21.82 billion or 81, whatever. Same crap, right? Double miss. Not the best for Progressive. And let's see, do we get anything out of guidance? Let's see here, guys. Total pre-tax net realized gains on securities, $138 million. I mean, let's see, man. What else? Piper Sandler. Looks like we got some lowered price targets. Oof. Piper Sandler from 323 to 290. BMO Capital from 252 to 247. Evercore from 273 to 250. So yeah, that's definitely not helping the stock. On top of that, again, the double miss. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I mean, I have Progressive insurance, so I mean, I guess I know the business, right? But I haven't dove too deep into the numbers or what's been going on recently, so I can't really give you guys too much insight there. But look, a double miss, a bunch of cuts in price targets, yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it in the short term. But that doesn't necessarily mean this is a bad company. If anything, man, this might be one that I need to dive deeper into because we were at $300 not too long ago. Now it's in the low 200s. There's not much value out there in the stock market. Let's keep it real. There's not much value. So whenever I see a stock that is down, it's in a more stable, industry, if you will, in a market like this, hey, it's worth looking deeper into. And quite frankly, I've never owned PGR, but I'll look into it. Maybe if it comes under 200, especially, I'll be more intrigued. But yeah, I'll look deeper into that. Earnings came out, not the best, but could be opening up an opportunity potentially. I got to do some homework there, guys. Morgan Stanley. Oh, the banks, guys. Oh man, the banks are killing it. Morgan Stanley 5% up. Looks like we just hit. Is that an all-time high? Oh boy, I think it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, yes, it is, guys. $170 a share, pretty much for Morgan Stanley there. And it looks like here they ended up reporting earnings per share of 280 versus 208 on EPS, or rather sales of 18.2 versus 16.69 billion. So very good double beat. They beat EPS by 70 cents. Revenue by like $1.5 billion. That's amazing. and I'm not even a bank. Honestly, guys, I'm not a bank stock guy. I don't really own any banks. I haven't for years. Funny enough, one of the first stocks I bought, maybe the first stock I ever bought. Yeah, it was called BoFi. Funny enough, this was like 10 years ago. But yeah, it's funny because now they're SoFi. You know SoFi, but there was this bank back like 10 years ago called BoFi. I don't know if anybody remembers that one. They spun off like years ago. It's not BoFi anymore, but that's probably one of the only banks I've ever held for a decent amount. I made some money on that. One of the only stocks I made decent money on in the early days because I made a lot of stupid mistakes. We'll leave it at that, guys. But yeah, BoFi. That was one that was interesting. Yeah, I wonder what they're up to these days. I actually think they spun off to like Axos Financial or some crap. I don't even remember. I'm not a fan of bank stocks anymore, guys. I'm just not. But hey, If I were to buy a bank stock, it would be one of the cream of the crop ones, right? Not BoFi. I'm not going for BoFi anymore. No shade to BoFi. But I don't even know, man. But hey, JP Morgan is one of the best, cream of the crop, right? And when it comes to the chart, it actually looks decent. Maybe for a rebound here post earnings. Look, we sold from 318 to now 305. We're not really confirming a pop. We're not confirming that breakout quite yet, but it actually is down compared to all the other banks that are popping for the most part. So what's going on here with JPM? Well, I think they did. Their earnings came out yesterday, right? And oh yeah, we're not going to be able to see them here. Dang it, we can't get down far enough here, but I'm pretty sure I covered them on Facebook. By the way, guys, follow me on Facebook. Stas Talk Stocks on there. I make posts. I have reels on there, and we have like 40,000 followers on Facebook. Shout out to all you guys. You might be watching on Facebook right now. These videos go on Facebook too. So, JP Morgan. Looks like banking fees were up 15% year over year. That I can tell you. I see that here. Markets revenue were up 25% year over year. Assets under management up 18% year over year. Guys, JP Morgan's doing just fine. They really are. Earnings flash, JP Morgan Chase posts, wow, Q3 total revenue, $46.4 billion, guys. And they see, and just net interest income in 2025, about 95.8 billion with a B, right? So yeah, JP Morgan, I like this bank. If I had to buy a bank, it'd be this one at the right price, obviously, which I think now they're all inflated. I'll keep it real. They are. So I'm definitely not buying now, but at some point, who knows? It might be in my portfolio. Never say never. So I'm going to set an alert in the meantime for a trade. If we break over, let's say 308, start confirming a little bit of upside here, momentum to 310. All right, I might ride it from there. We'll see where it goes. But for now, guys, that's it. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe. And what are you looking to buy? Let me know what you're looking to buy here. I think we might be going lower. So I'm getting ready to buy. I'm getting ready, man. So join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates. We're investing thousands of dollars a month in that portfolio, guys. Literally every week I'm putting in $500. I put in $2,000 on Friday. I'm doing bonus deposits. We're blowing this portfolio up in a good way, right? So join it, check it out, link down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stassurfast.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.